Okay, for those of you that saw the last tutorial about how to make a fish, this is what we intend to end up with. Here we have a fish swimming back and forth and a little advert appearing for a pet shop. So that's the idea, and I'll just close that down and go back a few stages. I'm going to delete some frames here. So I'm going to delete this frame and this frame and this frame, all the way back to the very first frame, and I'll just take that background off. So that was the situation I think I left you with. We have a fish and the idea is to move it around and make it swim. First thing I need to do, I'm just going to go back into my brushes here. I want to put in a coloured background that gives the impression that it's water. Now I've chosen this particular background. It's in swatches, and as you can see we can actually change the coloured background. Some of the blue ones give a lovely sort of underwater effect, so I'm just going to choose one of those. That will do nicely, and it's gone in front of our fish, so I'm just going to send our background to the back. So there we are. Make sure that your frame is completely over the stage so you don't get any odd areas that look like nothing is happening. And we're now going to animate this fish and make it appear to swim. The idea is to select it, ensure that it's grouped, move it along a little bit, and then continue doing that a little bit by flicking books in sort of the Disney mode, where it gives the appearance of movement. To do that, I'm going to clone the frame. Now we have an issue when we clone the frame. This happens. Both fishes in both frames disappear. Not very helpful. And what happens is that they actually go to the back, and if I click around I can find them and bring them to the front. I need to do it for both frames. So somewhere in there, there's this sort of ghostly outline. Just bring that to the front. So now I've got both my fishes, and in the second frame I'm going to move my fish a little bit forward. There's a way around this which is a workaround and does seem to work. This problem only seems to be for the first 4 or 5 frames, and then things settle down, but you do need to know it, and that is to select everything by using Control and A, so all objects get selected, group those objects, and now if I clone the frame, everything sticks together. Select the frame in the third example there and ungroup, and then I can move my fish a bit more forward. Control and A, select all, group, clone frame, ungroup, and generally round about this stage it starts behaving itself. So let's try clone frame now, see if it works. And it worked. There you go. So 4 frames was quite good. I'll quickly clone some frames now. We'll move our fish all the way through to the end. What I quite like doing, actually, I'm cloning frames. So we've got about 10. When I get to this point, the fish either goes off stage, in which case we cut off the edge there, the front part of the fish, which I quite like, but I'm now going to reverse it by using this tool here, flip horizontally, and I'm going to clone. I'll do this very quickly. Clone and clone, and it doesn't quite matter, and clone and clone, bear with me, clone and clone, and now the fish is, whoops, slightly gone off, and I'm not too sure where he's gone. Oh dear, better undo. Don't know what happened there. Did I press delete? Try another undo. Oh my goodness gracious, what has happened? Have we put this in front? Let's send that to the back. Yes, I don't know what happened there. The background jumped to the front. Okay, and we'll go right the way to the edge. And at this point, I'm going to clone one more. Oh, it's jumped off again. Now that is most interesting. Okay, that does mean I've got the fish there. So maybe it's misbehaving. Let's just bring that to the front, and I'm going to flip. Now that's more or less me done, because if I now do a preview, there's our fish looking pretty good, looking pretty. Oops, he's disappeared in that one of those. We'll have to bring him out to the front. He just disappears there. So the preview tool here is actually very useful to see if you've got a mistake, and I have. There we are. This frame we have a fish hiding. There he is, look at him, cheeky fella. Out you come, and now if I preview, that should look an awful lot better. And at one of these points I would like to put in an advert, so let's just close that down. Our fish is, I'll move that back, our fish is there and he's just coming back, and I'm going to pop an advert in, and I'm going to say, let's type in Fred's, I'll press enter because it won't fit very well, pet shop. Now obviously you can put in your own adverts, and I'm going to make that look a little better, so I'm going to select that text. If we can just get it so I can get the cursor in, and get the cursor in there. Firstly I'm going to make it red, so I've got this tool selected, bright red's good. Change the font, accent, and I'm going to run that. Now let's just try running that one. So there's our fish, swim, 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 lovely. And oh, Fred's Pet Shop wasn't on for very long, I think you'll agree. So let's make Fred's Pet Shop stay for a little bit longer. Frame lengths are controlled here in properties. Display each frame for a quarter of a second, 250 milliseconds. Okay, but this frame I would like to display for 3 seconds. So right mouse button, properties, and it's just this one frame, frame 19, 3 seconds is 3000 milliseconds. Let's say OK, preview, and there's our fish, lovely, having a bit of a swim. It's got to come back, there it is, Fred's Pet Shop, and off he goes again because it's on the loop. So that works quite nicely. OK, now to put this into something like PowerPoint or onto your web site or any of those types of applications, we need to export it. So we go to export as an image. It's exported as an animated GIF file. Click export. I'm going to call this one Fish 2 because it's quite a nice one. Fish 2, and click save. That will then be an animated GIF. Okay, if it didn't go in, Fish 2, and let's click save. Right, so that's saved as a GIF, but it's not saved as a serif project. And again, it's always good practice to save your project as something you can go back to. So save fish example 1, I'll call this fish example 2, and then I can always go back and edit my own project. But if I want it to appear in PowerPoint, on my website, in other applications, I need to export it as a GIF. Okay, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it.